We press record. Okay, cool. So first things first, I want to thank you guys for hopping on this at 6 o'clock. I appreciate every single one of you. You all are outstanding leaders. Sherri has been coaching and has been looking for just gold ships. She's been trying her darnest to find people who want this as bad as she does. And I truly believe every single one of you on this call right now, excuse me, are her gold ships. You guys, you continually show up. You do what you need to do. You help others. You have passion in this. You have a belief in this. And that just, it goes to show you how like attracts like. You know, Sherri is somebody who is so motivated, so passionate, so driven. You know, she wants this. She wants it so bad for her people, her clients, her coaches. And I see all of those same characteristics in each and every one of you. So it's really cool to see that Sherri has finally attracted people who are worth her time, people who want this, people who have that desire to help other people have better, more fulfilling lives and become the greatest version of themselves. So I'm really, really happy to be able to speak and help you guys right now on this call. It means a lot to me to have you guys present. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just kick it off with the question and answer right now. Let me go ahead and unmute you guys. Cool. So whoever has a question, please feel, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and mute all of you. But you can unmute yourself. So just unmute yourself. And if not, text Sherri or let somebody know that you can unmute yourself. Sherri will tell me and I'll unmute you if we need to.
I'll be glad to go first. One of the questions that I have is, do you have a way of figuring out on Instagram? I find that I've wasted a lot of time on people who either most often do not live in the country. Is there some way I can figure out?
Sorry, I'm with you, Tiffany.
Is there some way I can figure that out easily besides spending a lot of time going back and forth before I find out they live in the Philippines or I don't really know. I'm just wasting time.
That's a great question. I guess the best thing to do is kind of just, you know, I really don't have any words of wisdom as far as that goes. I know that sometimes if I'm looking at somebody's Instagram profile, I'll kind of take a look at photos of, if they have like a photo of nature or a photo of them out somewhere, I'll look at that photo first to see whether it's a hashtag it with like Great Barrier Reef or Australia or something like that. So that kind of gives me a heads up as to where their location is. You know, sometimes too on their photos it does have their location if they entered in where their location is. So you can click on that to find out where they're located. Otherwise, I don't really know an easier way to find that out.
Tiffany,
doesn't make sense.
Sorry, Kelly, go ahead. I was going to say one thing that has helped me a little bit, like for people that do, like if they track their running or something like that, sometimes it'll be sometimes you can check if it's like kilometers or miles. That kind of sometimes can help you figure out if they're in the country or not, or if they have like weight pictures, like of them, how much they've weighed, you know, if they have like weight loss, like standing on a scale, it'll say, you know, the same thing. That kind of helps me sometimes too, if I like look at what they're measuring with or whatever for that one. That's just kind of.
Thank you. That helps a lot.
That is definitely, Emily, a great way to tell, and I appreciate you bringing that up. Just also know, though, too, you know, we have coaches in Canada. You know, in Canada, you can they're measuring in kilograms and all that stuff as well. So just kind of take a look and kind of do a little bit of homework to double check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for your question, Tiffany. I love your accent, by the way.
I have a question, Kelly.
Yeah.
Find that my biggest like stumbling block is I can talk to people, I can like get them to watch the video, I can even get them to like get on a call with me. But my biggest problem is like I fully intend to go with the script, I fully intend to read it, you know, but then they jump in and they start asking questions and it like goes totally out the window. How do you control a conversation? Like when someone starts asking questions, I have a really hard time getting control back of the conversation. So that's where my stumbling block is, really. That's my biggest problem.
All right. That is an awesome question. So what I have to ask you is, are you having people start asking questions like after perhaps you might show them the 7-minute video and then you hop back on the phone with them and that's when they start asking questions? Is that kind of how it works for you?
Well, what we do is like, if say I met them on Instagram or whatever, I convert them to Facebook. I'm like, hey, have you ever thought about this? They're like, sure, you know, maybe, I don't know. And I'm like, hey, I have a video and I'll give them your video or a different video. But before I do that, I'll say, okay, well, let's schedule a time to talk on the phone after you watch the video. So then it's like, as pretty much, you know, I'll talk to them, I'll form them, you know, talk about their kids or whatever for a bit, their job. And then I'll be like, hey, did you get a chance to watch that video? And then usually it's like right then I'm having people like jump in and start, well, I don't know about this and I didn't like this or I did like this. And then I feel like I've completely lost control. And then I get like totally just, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, crap. And then I start rambling like I'm doing right now.
You're fine.
So that's where I have my problem is right there. It's like losing control of the conversation.
Okay. All right. So you're sending them the video and then setting up a call to talk with them about the video after you've sent the video to them, correct?
No, the other way around. I set up a call before, like, set up the call and then send them the video so that I have a date already set up, like a call scheduled with them before they see the video.
Okay. So are they, just so I'm double checking, so they're seeing the video and then you're getting on the phone with them, like, are you, okay, sorry. It takes me a minute, so let me just be sure that I'm clear totally. So you're talking to them on the phone. You tell them about the video.
Okay, no, sorry, no. What I said talking to them, I mean on like Facebook Messenger or wherever, like Facebook. Yeah, no, not on the phone. Not on the phone. Sorry, I was not clear about that.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's good to know. So you're talking to them on Facebook Messenger, and then you ask to send them the video and also set up a call at the same time. Yeah. Cool. Okay, good. So this is my tip. What I would do is I would say, you know, the whole spiel about, you know, can I send you a video, whatever. But what I would do is I would set up a time to talk to them. So I would say, all right, awesome. So if I were to send you the video, when would you be free to check or to talk about what you think about the video? Okay. And then, so let's say they say 5 o'clock on Tuesday, I'll be ready. So what I would say then is I would say, cool. So what I'll do is I'll send you that video at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, and I'll call you at 5:10 and we can go over what you thought about the video. Does that work for you?
Okay.
Do you think you could do that?
Yeah, okay.
Because what happens is from my own personal experience, when you give somebody time to digest, what they're digesting is because we all come from this background of having negative thoughts, in and out, in and out, in and out. They watch this video and instantly they're like, well, I can't do that. I'm not a salesperson and I don't know enough people. I don't know how to market myself. And they start coming up with all of these random things. And so by the time that you are ready to maybe talk to them or whatever, they use the computer as a cop-out and they don't talk to you on the phone, or they're asking you all of these negative things.
Okay.
So what I would do then is when you hop on the phone with them at 5:10. So, okay, hold on. Backtrack. So maybe 5 minutes before 5 o'clock, I would message them and say, hey, I'm really looking forward to talking to you. And then I would send them the video. Say, I'm going to call you in 10. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to think about this and seeing whether you're a good fit for our team.
Really quick, what video is the 7-minute video? We have the videos that we use is your video that's like the 45-minute one, or the other one that's like 30, Brittany's or whatever. Those are the two that we use. Which one's the 7-minute video?
The 7-minute video is Intro to Teen Beachbody. So if you type into YouTube Intro to Teen Beachbody, it's going to pop up. It should be like the first one. It's like 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
That's what I always, and maybe Sherri does this differently, but I always send that one first because it's kind of like an appetizer. It kind of skims the top. It doesn't fully go into a lot of detail, but it gives enough detail that people have an idea of what coaching is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, send that to them, have them watch that video, then 10 minutes later, you're calling them, and right away you're like, hey, Cindy, oh, it's so awesome to hear your voice or to connect with you finally. What did you like most about what you saw? You're getting right into it. You're going right for the positivity. You're finding out what it was that they loved because you're starting it off on a positive foot. Whereas let's say you do this. You say, oh, hey, Susan, how's it going? And then Susan's like, oh, well, I watched that video, and then she just starts trailing off into all of this negative stuff. But whereas if you come right at it real quick with, hey, what did you like about what you saw? That turns it from negative to positive real quick.
Okay.
Then now you're in control. Now you can ask the questions.
Okay, thank you.
You are very welcome.
Writing this down really quick.
Yeah, go right ahead. And I can repeat anything you need me to.
Okay.
And this is recorded too, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I think that and then what do you do, well, you probably don't have that habit, but say someone tries to take control of the conversation. How do you, take it back? That's the struggle for me. All of a sudden I'm like, oh crap, now they have control and I'm just blabbering on. How do you? Oh,
for one, let me level with you real quick. Anything that happens to you happens to me. Okay? Anything. I mean, dude, girl, this probably hasn't happened to you, but one time I got on the phone with a woman, a girl. She talked to me for a full hour about diarrhea. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I could not control that conversation.
Wow.
At all. It was hell, okay? So
that's wow.
So let's just hope that never happens to you.
Yeah, that's really awkward. Wow. Okay. Good to know.
And no matter how I tried. I couldn't say anything to get her to stop talking about her diarrhea. so hopefully you don't ever have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's hopefully one thing I can try to avoid. Wow.
Woo.
Yeah.
So when you have people who are just, they keep on and on, you just want to, you want to eventually say, so, like, let's say you have somebody who automatically, they cut you off and they just start going for it. You do want to address a little bit of what they have to say, right? You can't just discredit them or anything, but you want to quickly interject with so what did you like? And then, you want to have a couple of questions on deck where you can just swoop in with something that controls the conversation and brings it back around. So, what I would say is, I really love your questions. You have a lot of awesome questions, and I would love to talk to you more about them. But, and then get right into what you wanted to say. But, bam.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I think that answers mine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For now. Sure, I'll have more.
Whew. All right. Anybody else? Don't be shy, guys. Well, real quick, I'm going to let you guys think of a couple of questions. I need to grab my chargers.
Any questions that you have?
All right. Woo, sorry about that. Anywho, all right. I think I might have heard somebody ask a question or start. Maybe? Come on, guys. Let's do this.
Okay, so Cicely cannot find out how to ask you a question, and she wants to know other than number finding gold shifts.
Okay, hold on.
Did you hear that, or am I breaking up?
Yeah, you broke up a little bit. Here, I unmuted her. So Cicely, you're unmuted now too. So if you want to go ahead and ask, I'm sorry, Sherri. Yeah, you broke up a little bit, so I didn't hear you.
I'm gonna get on my phone.
Okay.
Kelly, everybody.
Oh, we hear ya.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm driving, so I'm definitely distracted. But what my question was, I couldn't figure out what I was doing. I'm on my phone app, and it's only the second time I've used it. But what I was asking Sherri to ask you was that I'm halfway to Emerald now, finally, and it seems like I've been reaching out. Before, I had been reaching out inconsistently to like 3 to 5 people a day. Now I've moved it up to 5 to 7 a day. And I have 2 or 3 people who I'd really like to become coaches. They just don't seem to be biting right now. But other than numbers, what is the best way to get in front of potential coaches other than posting on Facebook and Instagram and your numbers?
Okay. So the best way to meet other potential coaches. My best recommendation is to look for Facebook groups. Are you utilizing Facebook groups at all, Cicely?
Yes, a couple. I think Sherri had posted about that in our coach group about 2 or 3 weeks ago, like how she has found, like I think she's in like various vegan and paleo groups, and she's found a couple of coaches or discount coaches through there. So that I have been doing.
Okay, cool. So you got that covered. What about, there's something called meetup.com. Have any of you guys heard of meetup.com?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever utilized meetup.com?
Not in the city I live in now. When I lived in a bigger city, I did, but not since I've been back home.
Okay. So, I mean, essentially, Facebook like groups Facebook groups are huge. So
Okay.
I would try to utilize those as much as possible. But if you have the opportunity to use, I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and mute a couple of you real quick because we got a little playback. Okay, never mind. That's you, Cicely. Okay. So meetup.com is free. Meetup.com is a free website that you guys can use. You go in, you search based upon your likes, what your interests are. So let's say if I was looking up, I would look up maybe local yoga classes or like free yoga meetups, or there's vegan meetups, or I would look up like spiritual meetups. So I would look up stuff like that. So basically you can look up free meetups in your area of people who have common interests as you. You could do like mommy and me groups. You could do any kind of group. You just kind of have to write down what it is that you're looking for and look up those kind of groups. So you go to meetup.com and you just find local meetings in your area that you can attend. So you're going to go. It's a live event. Meet, put on your best how to win friends and influence people face. Like go in there with Danny Johnson in the back of your mind of just forming people, meeting people, connecting with them, building relationships with them there, and then saying like, dude, you're awesome. Are you on Facebook? And connecting with them there. So that's a great way to meet people, is meeting people face to face, because those connections that you're making face to face are a lot stronger than the connections you might be making on Facebook. Because when people can see you face to face and they're getting to build a trust with you in person, that trumps anything you can do online. So meetup.com is absolutely awesome. That would be great tool for you to use. I also know that a lot of coaches use meetup.com to do fit clubs. So they'll post fit clubs through meetup.com and they'll post about them. Another thing you could also do is the idea of hosting virtual fit clubs online. So a virtual fit club would be a great way for you to do to get new clients and new coaches. So this is an idea somebody in our team came up with, I believe. But basically, you say, all right, every Sunday at 8 a.m., I'm going to launch my Zoom account, which is what we're on right now, and I'm going to do a share screen. And you're going to have your computer synced up somehow to one of the Beachbody programs, whether you're doing on demand or you got a disc in your computer, and you're going to share the screen. And anybody who's Zooming with you is going to do the workout as well. So it's like a virtual fit club. People get to have a taste of what Beachbody is about, and then you can build like a camaraderie online. So fit clubs are typically, that they're restricted based upon your location. But if you have a fit club that can be virtual, that people can do online, and you can have people from Canada Zooming with you and doing the workout and participating with you guys, oh, dude, that's crazy. Anytime I've held a fit clubs have helped me to not only solidify coaches and new clients. Most people who attend a fit club end up doing something more than just coming to a free fit club. They end up either getting a challenge package, referring people, bringing people along with them, or they end up becoming coaches. And the cool thing is if you do a virtual fit club too, you can create a Facebook event and have people who are going to the event join in and invite people. So it's like you're getting referrals and you didn't really have to even try. Is that something that helps?
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna do
I heard awesome and thank you, so you are very welcome. I didn't hear anything else you said, though. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your question. Here, let me go ahead and mute her. All right, Sherri, I think you unmuted yourself.
No, I was just going to say, I think that Cicely's driving, and that's why she would sound like a robot.
Well, that was a great question, though. You know, we're all looking for more places that we can find people. And honestly, meetup.com is phenomenal, and doing a fit club. Fit clubs are great. Anyone else?
Okay, I have another question.
All right, let's hear it.
This is a little bit different, but I know a bunch of us are, going to First Steps in a couple of weeks. And is that, like, I know obviously Danny talked about how freaking everybody that goes away from there, like, really, their steps up their game. But, like, is that really true? Like, I need this. I need First Steps to, like, really help me. And I guess I'm just looking for someone who's been to one. Like, is it really, really all that she says? I mean, I need it to be. I want it to be.
Honestly, Emily, it is game changing. When I went to my first Steps to Success, I was really broken. Even though I was starting to really get my feet wet with Beachbody, I still wasn't entirely all in. Danny Johnson changed everything. She changed my mindset. I mean, you're not just learning business stuff. You're learning stuff that can help your family. You're learning financial tips. You're learning tips for helping you to become a better person inside and out. Honestly, she built up my confidence. I walked in having 0 to no confidence level whatsoever. She built up my confidence level as a human being, as a business owner, as just, like I said, a human being. She's incredible. When I got home from my Danny Johnson event, well, I drove to my Danny Johnson event. It was an 8-hour drive there. I drove there, and when I drove home, I listened to her script audiobooks on repeat. The entire 8 hours home, I listened to those whole things to the point where I could almost, like recite Danny Johnson word for word in my sleep. When I got home from that event, I signed up 7 coaches in 2 weeks. Now, my previous track record, it would have taken me about 7 years to sign on 7 coaches. I was like working 1 coach a year, if that. Like, I was doing really bad. But I got back from my Danny event, and it was game changing. So that was awesome. I've attended 2 other First Steps to Success and 1 Creating a Dynasty as well. They're amazing. April McDonald, she is probably, and I don't just say this because of favorites or nothing. This is not favorites. This is like statistical information. April McDonald on our team, she was one of my first gold ships to sign up. Now, Within her first month of signing up as a coach, she attended a First Steps to Success. She had like $7 to her name. She was dirt poor, and she went to First Steps to Success. And that girl has never slowed down since. She's just been continually climbing and climbing. So now here's the thing, though. You know, people go to First Steps to Success, and they expect for it to just work for them overnight without applying the information they learn. So as long as you apply what you learn and you go in with an open mind and an open heart, girl, it's going to be game changing. Especially, you're going to see, she's going to have people get on the stage. She's going to have at least 30 people, at the very least, get on stage talking about how much money they've all paid off. And it's the coolest thing ever to see 30 to maybe at the very most 50 to 60 people on stage who have a combined total of over $50 million of debt paid off. Like astronomical amounts of debt paid off between like 60 people. That's insane. And that's what can happen. It's Danny Johnson is game changing regardless of business, family, financial, spiritual, all of that. I'm really thrilled that you're going. It's awesome.
I feel like, I mean, Sherri and I have been talking about this where it's like, I feel like I'm like right there. Like, I feel like as a coach, I'm like, oh, it's so close. It's right there. And I feel like this is going to be like the tipping point. And I feel like this is kind of, because, you know, I've added my husband as a coach, and I added one girl who quit 3 days later, you know? So it's like, I want to so bad, and I'm not afraid of working. Like, I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of doing that. It's just like, I think it's more mental for me at this point still. And I don't know. I think that's going to be the tipping point. So thank you. That's really good to hear.
You are very welcome, girl. It's a catalyst. You're going to have your life before Danny, and then you're going to have your life after Danny. And it's pretty insane what's going to happen for you from going to that. It's pretty freaking cool. I dealt with a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of mental things that I put on myself that caused me from having success. And like your first day there, she's cutting the cord on that. She's cutting the cord right that day to help you get out of your own way. And that was the hardest thing for me, is I was in my own way. When I went to Danny, I still had what I call my dark passenger, where it was kind of always like going through my mind to throw up. And I dealt with that for so long, but I wasn't only dealing with that, I was dealing with a bunch of other negative thoughts all of the time that kept me from having success. When I went to that Danny Johnson event, I went to her spiritual equipping night. It was a prayer night. I went to that and I prayed with a woman, and I told her about my story. I told her that I had suffered with this dark passenger and all that. It was like that. And that voice completely stopped. I mean, I hadn't dealt with that voice for a very long time. When I moved down here, that voice kind of snuck back up on me, but I've squashed it. But I'm telling you what, it's game changing, totally game changing.
Because that's my biggest problem for sure is mentally, like and I think I'm good. Because I think that's going to be it. I think that's going to be the thing that kind of propels me, because it can't be from lack of want, because I want this so bad. So
well, I'll tell you what, girl, for most people who have a hard time with this business, the one thing that's holding them back is themselves. It's the belief. It's themselves. It's
yeah.
And so you're definitely going to squash that right then and there.
Good. Yay. I'm like so excited about this. Obviously, well, I'm a little like, ask anybody on the team. I'm obsessed with Danny to the point where like my kids be like, "Oh, Mom, are we listening to the Danny Johnson radio show now?" Like, I mean, so I'm a little obsessed with her, but I mean, I get to meet, you know, a bunch of people on the team, so that's really exciting too. So I'm really, yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome. I'm so happy that you guys have people going. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I mean, it's gonna be, yeah. Oh, okay, that was my question.
Yep, that was a great question. All right.
Lauren Johnson is going to that, and Veronica Gilmore.
Yep.
And Sheila and Cicely. Vanessa was supposed to go, but she'd have emergency surgery, so she's unable to go. But I'm excited. Totally excited for the team.
That's so cool. What's going to happen for all you guys is just going to be crazy.
Well, Kelly, remember, I didn't add anybody on for 14 months except for one coach that you helped me get, and she just kind of fell off. And then after Danny, it was like 20 coaches in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
If I can do it, totally anybody can.
It's the Danny Johnson effect. That's what that is.
She gets in your head.
Mm-hmm. She totally does. That's so awesome. Good. All right. So what else do we have, guys? Don't be shy. We have a few minutes left, so let's be sure that we utilize it. Let's do it.
If you guys don't know how to unmute, send me a message. Send me a text, and then I'll tell Kelly. Or send me a message on Facebook even. Listen how quiet they are.
I know, right?
I think I saw a message come down on my phone that said Sheila said she couldn't unmute herself or something like that, or she couldn't figure it out how it worked. I don't know if she had a question or not, but it was something that came down over a message on my phone.
All right, let's see here. I think this is Sheila. Sheila, I think I just unmuted you. Do you have a question?
I was just taking notes. I didn't know what to ask. I was just taking notes from everybody else's questions, and I was just getting ready to leave the hospital, and so I was just listening.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Hanging in there.
Are you feeling any better?
It's mom.
Yeah. My mom is not doing like she expected, but she's got to do it all again tomorrow. So prayers are appreciated.
Well, you guys are in my thoughts.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else with any questions?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, finally.
What's going on?
No, I was just thinking because, can you hear me now though?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I just had some questions in regards to like personal development and like what I should be like maybe reading or going through for like organization and time management, because I really struggle with that like a lot. Like I have none of that. Like I need to develop those skills. Do you have any recommendations?
Okay, for time management. Have you ever done Eat That Frog? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of that before, yes.
I would recommend,
That's a book?
yes. I would recommend definitely checking out Eat That Frog. If it's better for you, find it in audio version and take notes. But probably Eat That Frog would be one of the best for time management.
Okay.
I would say Shalene Johnson.
Because I'm like all over the place.
Yeah? How are you all over the place?
Like I don't know, like I can't get my schedule down, like like how you guys say to do like 30 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes at night. I always get distracted and I just can't be in the moment and focus. Like I'm just all over. Like I do one thing, like I'll start like listening to a call and then I'll jump to like trying to initiate conversation with people, and I just get really distracted.
Are you working from a must-do list?
I know I have it, but I better pull that back out again. That makes tons of sense.
I would, every single day, I would create your must-do list and cross off items from it. And you don't move on to the next item until you're done with the first item.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Doing that is very, very important. Also, I recommend during the times that you're sitting down to work, you put your phone on airplane mode.
Okay.
Put your phone on,
I could be less distracted that way.
Yep, totally. Put your phone on airplane mode and oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. And also, there's a website called fbpurity.com. FB Purity, you can completely remove your Facebook's timeline, or not timeline, but newsfeed by using FB Purity. So if you use FB Purity, it's going to completely remove your newsfeed. So that's one less distraction. So if you have your phone on airplane mode, you can't get on your Facebook, you can't check your messages. Then if you're using FB Purity, you're getting right to the heart of what you need to be doing when you're on your Facebook.
Oh, neat. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, Kelly, I have a quick question.
Yeah,
You
I think
about
that was my only question.
made me remember it. But have you found a solution to be able to schedule your post?
I have still been using bufferapp.com. Bufferapp.com has been working for me. All right, guys. Well, it is 6:45 here. I want to say thank you so much for hopping on this call. I appreciate you guys. I value your time so greatly. And I just want you to know you are in such amazing hands with Sherri, as if you don't already know that. She is incredible. She's awesome. And honestly, if you just follow what she tells you, you plug yourself in, follow her advice, you're going to be golden. So thank you again so much for the opportunity to get to talk to you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much, and have a great night, guys.
Thank you for your time,
You
Kelly.
too.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.